Hey, this is Susan Velez from SusanVelez.com, and welcome to my YouTube channel, where every other Wednesday what I do is I create a video that I believe will help you grow your WordPress blog. And what I like to do is I create a video that makes the techie side of blogging easy by sharing tutorials on starting, growing, and monetizing a blog. So today's Saturday. I'm in my running attire because I'm actually going to go for a 4-mile run. But I wanted to create this quick video for you before I actually enjoyed the rest of my Saturday. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, what I do is I highly recommend that you do that right now by hitting that subscribe button right below. And you also want to take the time to sign up for my 7-day blogging course. And what it'll do is it'll take you by the hand and walk you through the entire process so that you can get started on the right foot. So today's tutorial, or actually advice, is going to be the 5 steps to starting a blog. Now, I know there's tons of tutorials and videos on this type of subject, but I actually wanted to just give you my take on it. So if you're considering starting a blog, here's the 5 things that I recommend that you highly consider. First thing is you'll want to pick a niche that you're familiar with. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be an expert in it, by no means, because you have your own unique story and your own knowledge of the niche, but you definitely want to have some type of interest in it. Back in the day, I actually started a niche blog on junk cars for cash, and I hated the niche. The only reason I got into that niche was because I had picked up this ebook product on the Warrior Forum, if you know anything about that, and it talked about creating and monetizing a blog on the junk cars for cash niche, which I was able to get that blog to making $1,500 per month on a consistent basis. It was doing very, very well. The only thing is that eventually the affiliate program went away, and I was left with this blog that I had no clue how to monetize it other than the affiliate program I was using. And anyway, Google hit me with the Panda update penalty, so I basically just let that blog go away. Now I'm doing this, and I love it. This is what I do for a living. I actually work with WordPress. I'm a WordPress freelancer, but I'm trying to move away from the WordPress freelancing gig, and I thought I would share my personal experience and knowledge as well as tutorials with you guys. And I love it because I absolutely know stuff about this niche, and if I don't know it, I don't mind going out and educating myself further. So one of the things that holds people back when they start a niche is they feel like a fraud, because they feel like they're trying to teach something to someone, or they're trying to talk about something that they have no clue about. So that's why it's important to pick a niche that you like, or at least have some knowledge in. As I said, you don't have to be an expert. You can actually learn stuff as you go. So that is my important thing about picking a niche. Now, the next thing you'll want to do once you've chosen your niche is you'll want to get a domain name. So what is a domain name? As you will see right here, my domain is SusanVelez.com. That means that when somebody comes over here to the browser and types in SusanVelez.com, it's going to pull up my site. So the thing that I recommend that you do when you're actually brainstorming and trying to decide on which domain you should use, hold on just a minute. All right, so the one thing that I think you need to go ahead and do before you actually register your domain is you need to come over here to Knowem. It's called KNOWEM.com. And what this does is this will actually show you whether the domain name you are considering getting is available for these social networks. And that is one thing that I didn't do when I registered my domain, but I'm actually using my personal name, so that's fine. I couldn't get my personal name on Facebook, Twitter, or any of the social networks because it was already taken. So I had to choose something totally different. And people highly recommend that you go with it's much easier to brand yourself if you're actually using the same domain name as you are on your social networks. So definitely make sure that it is available, but if you're using your personal name and it's not available, then there's some workarounds. And I would still recommend that you choose your personal name if that's the route you want to go. So basically it just comes down to finding out whether your username is available on the social networks. If not, try to find a creative way around and try to get that domain name as close as possible, or the username as close as possible to your domain name. Now, once you've actually registered your domain and you've got your social networks registered, then it's time to choose a hosting account. Now, many people want to start with a free blog because, well, they don't want to pay money to start blogging, but I'm here to tell you that if you're going to try to make this as a full-time income, which is what I'm hoping you do because that's what I'm doing, then you definitely want to start with a reliable hosting account. And this is who I use and recommend. It's called SiteGround, SiteGround.com. And what you do is you just come over here and then you'll choose web hosting, get shared hosting because you're a new blogger, and it's only $3.95 per month, and that's actually not really bad to start a blog. And what you want to do is, if you want to save even more, then you could pay yearly, and that's how you save more if you pick it up for a year in advance or more than a year, say 2 years. And it's not bad at all because then you own all the content. You don't have to worry about somebody deleting your content because you're on a free platform and then waking up one day and your blog is gone. So definitely pick up your own hosting. And I highly recommend SiteGround. I actually moved from HostGator to SiteGround, and I've been with SiteGround for maybe 4 or 5 months, somewhere around there, depending on how old my blog is. I actually started my new blog on SiteGround, so definitely recommend it. And I'll have all the links to these sites below in the description, so if you want to pick them up, I'll have links down there. So the next thing you'll want to do after you have your hosting and you have your domain and you've chosen a niche that you like or are willing to learn more about, then you'll want to install WordPress. Now, I believe if you pick up hosting through SiteGround, then they will install WordPress for you. If not, that's not a problem. I actually have some tutorials on my site, some WordPress tutorials on my site that will help you get started with WordPress. And it'll teach you how to install WordPress, and it'll teach you the basics of WordPress. Do not let the techie stuff hold you back. You don't need to know everything to get started with a self-hosted WordPress blog. You've got plenty of tutorials on my site, and if you can't find them on my site, there's other sites online that you can use, or you can Google YouTube, and there's tons of tutorials that will walk you through on how to do something with WordPress. All right, so the last thing you want to do is the blog layout and design. Now, blog layout and design is extremely important because people will be able to find your way around your site easily, and it'll look good. Now, if you'll notice, my homepage needs some work. This picture right here needs to be changed. I actually need to take better pictures and put something a little bit better because this floating head looks a little funny, and not really happy with the overall layout, but that doesn't stop me from blogging every day. Not every day, but what I do is I write new content twice a week. I only post new content on my blog on Tuesdays and Fridays. And you can choose whether you want to do once a week or you want to do daily or whatever. That's your opinion. I don't recommend that you blog daily because you need to make time to promote your content, and then you also need to make time to get out there and network with other bloggers. And if you're blogging daily on your own blog, you're not going to have a lot of time to get out there and network with other people or grow your blog. The point of this is that regardless of what your layout looks like right now, or if you haven't hit published because you're scared that your blog looks like crap, or you're scared nobody's going to like the way it looks, the truth is, when you hit publish on your first blog post, nobody's going to even see your blog unless you actually go in there and tell somebody, hey, will you check out my blog? Because nobody's going to find your blog right away. You have to get out there and promote it. So don't let the little stuff like the colors, the layout, the design hold you back. You can always change stuff later as your blog continues to grow. When I started this blog, my homepage was totally different than what it is now. And if you come back a year from now, or 5-6 months from now, it might be different again. So what it looks like today is not necessarily what it's going to look like 6 months down the road, or 3 months down the road, or whatever. You can always tweak stuff. You can always play with stuff. You can always change the layout. What you need to do is you need to just go ahead and hit publish. If you want to start a blog, just go ahead and hit publish. It doesn't matter what your blog looks like. It's always going to be a work in progress. You can always change things. The important thing is to start focusing on creating great content that helps your readers, and just get out there and promote your blog. So if you've been wanting to start a blog but have been holding back for whatever reason, hopefully this video helps you realize that these are the 5 steps to start a blog, and you can start one today, and it doesn't take much. So once again, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to sign up for my free blogging course, and visit my site at susanvelez.com, and I will talk to you later. Have a great one.